Welcome back to HSE Tutorials. In last video we learned about introduction of NEBOSH IGC Unit 1, its elements, its exam and requirements to pass it. In today's video, we're diving into element 1 of the NEBOSH IGC1. This element covers 4 sections. Section 1, Moral and Financial Reasons. This section will explore why managing health and safety is not only the right thing to do but also crucial for financial stability. Section 2, Regulating Health and Safety. This section will look at how health and safety are regulated and the consequences of failing to comply with these regulations. Section 3, Roles and Responsibilities. This section will summarize the key health and safety duties of different groups within the organization. Section 4, Contractor Management. This section will discuss how to effectively select, monitor, and manage contractors. Today, let's focus on Section 1, Moral and Financial Reasons. Understanding key terms. First, let's define some important terms like health, safety, and welfare. What is health? Health is defined as the state being free from disease or ill health. For example, asbestos creates a health risk because if you inhale asbestos dust you may contract lung cancer at some stage later in life, perhaps 20 or 30 years after you inhaled the asbestos. Health relates not only to physical ill health but also to psychological ill health, such as exposure to extreme stress can lead to acute mental collapse or a nervous breakdown. What is safety? Safety is the freedom from those conditions, which can cause harm to a person, and damage to property and the environment. For example, walking under a load suspended from a crane is unsafe because if the load falls, it could cause severe injury or even death. Ensuring safety means avoiding these dangerous situations. The word safety derives from the Latin word salvus, means uninjured and healthy. What is welfare? Welfare facilities involve having access to basic facilities like toilets, hand wash stations, restrooms, and first aid provisions. These facilities ensure a healthy and functional work environment. The moral reason for managing health and safety. Every year, over 350,000 work-related fatal accidents are reported globally, with half occurring in agriculture. Additionally, more than 2.75 million people die each year from occupational accidents and diseases. The total number of recorded accidents and diseases is staggering, with over 270 million accidents and 160 million diseases reported annually. This results in 4% of the world's GDP being lost due to these incidents. Sectors like construction and fishing are also high-risk areas. These statistics highlight the immense suffering caused by inadequate health and safety management. Poor management can lead to fatal accidents, severe injuries, and debilitating diseases, affecting not just the workers but also their families and communities. This level of suffering is morally unacceptable. Employers have a clear moral responsibility to ensure safe and healthy working conditions because they control the work environment and practices. In simple terms, it's the right thing to do. Workers should be able to earn a living and return home without harm. This basic right, which workers and society expect, has been translated into health and safety laws. Financial reason for managing health and safety. Workplace accidents, worker ill health, and property damage come with significant costs. These incidents lead to both direct and indirect expenses. While some of these costs may be covered by insurance, many are not. The financial impact can be severe, potentially straining an organization's resources and, in extreme cases, leading to its closure. This is why managing health and safety is also a financial necessity. When an accident occurs, the organization will face both direct and indirect costs. Direct costs are the immediate, measurable expenses arising directly from the accident. Indirect costs are those which arise indirectly as a consequence of the event. Indirect costs are often difficult to quantify precisely and may be hard to identify. Examples of direct costs: first aid treatment, worker sick pay, repairs or replacement of damaged equipment and buildings, lost or damaged product, lost production time while dealing with the injury. Examples of indirect costs: reduction in staff morale, which impacts on productivity, quality, and efficiency. General difficulties in recruiting and retaining staff as a result of the accident. Loss of goodwill of customers following delays in production and fulfilling orders. Damage to public image and business reputation. Damage to industrial relations, possibly leading to strike. Indirect costs may not be immediately obvious but can be very significant. Insured and uninsured costs. Insurance can cover some of the losses an organization faces, such as employer's liability insurance, which is often required by law. This type of insurance compensates workers in case of injury or death and covers legal costs. While this offers some reassurance, not all losses are insurable. Examples of possible insured costs: damage to plant, buildings, and equipment, compensation paid to workers, medical costs, legal costs associated with a legal claim for compensation. Examples of uninsured costs: production delays or downtime, loss of raw materials due to accidents, accident investigation time, criminal fines and legal costs, sick pay for injured workers, overtime to make up for lost production, hiring and training new employees, loss of business reputation. Even when a loss is covered by insurance, most policies have an excess and a limit. The excess is the amount the organization must pay before the insurance takes over. For example, the first £5,000 of a claim. The limit is the maximum amount the insurer will pay. For instance, if your fire insurance covers £2 million but rebuilding costs £3 million, the insurer will only pay £2 million, leaving the rest uninsured.